church, yeah, we talk about it. How to make money, yeah, we talk about it. Facebook, yeah, yeah. IG, Twitter, Facebook. Ooh, we streaming, yeah. You can catch city, what can you see, brother? Talking about the hot topics, my girl, yeah. What can you see, brother? Talking about the hot topics.
And just like that, we are live. So listen, I ain't gonna hold you long tonight because the woman that is coming up, she busy. She booked and busy. Everybody knows this is the queen of South Florida. She's gonna humbly say she's not, but she is. I have watched her tear up a room, put the mic down, and walk away. Y'all just don't know. I was trying to get that clip, but I had a crazy day and I couldn't find it. But listen, I'm gonna share that clip when she literally tore up a room and put the mic down and just walk away. I was like, well, just tear the roof off and leave. That's what she does. She's the queen, y'all. The quartet at its finest. She is, let me tell you something. It's hard to do quartet by yourself. It's hard to do quartet by yourself. But Elaine D. Nelson, she makes it happen. So before I get started, I want to send a shout out to my proud sponsors. Y'all know a Natural Seal, they pay the cost to be the boss. They make sure that this platform continues to run. Sylvia, she makes sure this platform continues to run. Also, Sylvia Gillian Nicole, she is still taking tax preparations. So if you're looking for taxes and then to be done right, y'all call Sylvia. She don't do the PPP loan, so y'all ain't worry about that. But she do taxes, and she does more than just taxes. So if you're looking for anything in the pre-legal needs, you can contact Sylvia at Gillian Nicole. And listen, what she can do is she can actually fix your credit so you can buy a house. This is Sylvia Gillian, Realtor. So listen, she'll fix your credit, sell your house, and when you're done, she'll sell you some lotions and some soaps and stuff to keep your skin clear, to go in your bathrooms and candles to smell it nice. So y'all contact my girl Sylvia over at Gillian Nicole, all that. Then we want to send a shout out to Cakes by Kessler. Listen, if you want to have your cake decorated and gleamed out, listen, this is custom made. Custom made, anything you want, especially for Mother's Day is coming up, and you want to have something different for Mother's Day. Now, every day we have those things with cupcake from Publix, and you put the little sticker that say, Mom, we ain't doing that in 2021. Y'all contact the Cakes by Kessler, and she'll make your cake topper or your cupcake topper personalized. I need y'all to call Cakes by Kessler. And if you're looking for the link, it is in the bio, up there, down there, wherever you see it at. But the links are in the bio where you can contact both of these young ladies. If you want to be a proud sponsor on our show, give me a call, 561-962-1236, or you can always hit me in my inbox because I answer faster there. So now that we got all that out of the way, we don't pay these bills. I just want to let you know that this young lady is not a stranger to the platform. She has been on the platform when she released her book. So let me just tell you, she's a threat. She's an artist. She's a minister. She's an author. And now she's a talk show host. That's a threat. That's more than, they always say a triple threat. That's a threat right now. The girl is doing it. I watch her shows and I'm just inspired. And I had to have her here for her to tell you guys about her show. You know, this tonight is about her telling you how she got to her show. And trust me, sometimes I'm watching, I'm like in amazement and the courage that people have to come forward. So, but that's how comfortable they are talking to her. So we're going to bring to you tonight the minister, the artist, the author, and the talk show host, Lady Elaine. Yeah.
Good evening, CEO Kenya Wheeler.
Listen,
it's so great to be here on tonight. Thank you for having me. I am excited. I am
so happy. You know how sometimes you feel as though you can't tell people you're proud of them because they're older than you and you feel uncomfortable? But I'm going to say this. I am proud of you because you have stepped outside of everything and became a talk show host. And we talked about this a long time ago, and I said, you should get into this. And you said, okay, last time you were on my show, I mean, it was supposed to be 30 minutes. It ended up being almost 2 hours, because we were comfortable. Even when you got in the van with me, a lot of people didn't do that. People still mad about that, even though it's COVID. They're like, let's do the van. So even when you got in the band and you did the gospel karaoke with me, I said you have something. And again, I am so proud of you for stepping out of faith, being able to bring people on and talk about everything that is going on. Your show last night was so heart touching. Shout out to him because not too many men are going to step forward and say it was me. So I just want to commend you. But listen, tell us a little bit about your show and what you got going on so that we can, boost your ratings and get some people over here.
So, well, let me be honest and let me be transparent about this. Because of CEO Kenya Willard and her encouraging me to step out and do it, she's the reason that I am doing it. Because I'm thinking I'm not our, I don't, when I get a mic in my hand and I'm in front of people singing, that's totally different because I zone out. I go into another realm. But to sit in front of a camera and talk to people about the issues of life, of domestic violence awareness, I didn't really want to do that. I'll talk about my book, but to have people to come on and talk about there are situations of being victims of domestic violence. And then, like she said on last night, I had a gentleman on, Pastor Apostle Vernon Killam, who was an abuser, a former abuser, and now he is a pastor. He is a lover. He is still the husband to the wife that he was abusing, and they have been together 30 years. Shout out to that. That lets you know that God is still in control, even though that was a situation where he was at that time. For as he stated, the life that he was living during that time, that's the reason he was an abuser. But yet and still, his wife covered him. So my show is Life Behind Closed Doors. And like I said, because of the CEO, Kenya C. Willard, she is the reason that I stepped out to do that show, to start my broadcast, because so many times we don't want to talk about it. And I found out that I was one of those people that did not want to talk about it. I didn't want to talk about what I had went through because of the church, because of being ridiculed, and because someone said, well, why would you want to tell someone your business? Why would you want somebody in your world like that? Why would you want them to know that you were abused? Because why? You have the title of Pastor Elaine. You had the title of minister, pastor a long time ago. You had the title of minister. You have the title of the artist, the art, all of that, the titles that they give us. But I come to find out it's not about your title to be delivered. Deliverance don't come through your title. Deliverance comes through being honest with where you are in your life, where you sit at in your life, the things that you're dealing with in your life. That's where deliverance come through. So I realized that in order for me to be delivered, I had to talk about it. I have to speak about it. I have to let someone know, yeah, I was there, but this is what I had to do to be delivered.
And I commend you because again, there's so many women that's hiding behind the veil. We've had this conversation plenty of times because they don't want to speak out because they're embarrassed. They don't want to say, "Hey, I was hit." So here it is, right? I always tell people that I wasn't the aggressor, but I let you know that you hit me, I'm hitting you back. I was a little feisty, you know what I mean? I was a fireball. Sometimes I did start it, being honest, transparent. And I see women, and we always say, girl, if that had been me, I would have did this. But reality is, a lot of times, a lot of women don't have that fight in them. Because
That's
something
right.
you said last night made sense. The young lady that Pastor Gillen's wife, you can tell that she a fireball, that she'll fight back off. But the love she had, she submitted to her husband and did not do what she had to do. And she
That's right.
still loved him throughout. So I commend him, both of them. I'm going to say this because it takes a team to say, go ahead, honey, go out and let the world know that you abuse me. You
That's
know,
right. That's right.
and what happened last night was you're streaming on StreamYard. I don't know if you're using all the platforms, YouTube and everything, but right
Yes.
now,
Yes.
500 people knows that she went through that. And now she has to walk a different way now because people still, here it is. He admitted. He said it was wrong. People still gonna side eye now. Be like,
That's right. That's right. But here's the thing. Here's the thing about that. Even today, when he called me and he said thank you again, he said thank you. He said and he's received calls from different ones telling him that they commend him and that they were grateful that he said that he put that out there because I had a forum before where he said it amongst some other people that I was, hey, that's Shawana. Hey, Lady Drina. He said it to some other people where we had a forum, and it wasn't like that. It wasn't on live or anything like that. But he had some people to call him and to tell him, thank you, for being transparent. Thank you for saying that. Because oftentimes we talk about the abuser, how women are being abused, but the abuser would never come out and say, yes, I did that. Yes, I was an abuser. Like I said, in my last the broadcast before that, with my first husband, God rest his soul, my mouth, because I wanted things done. And and the children were spoiled. Our children were spoiled. They could do whatever. Me, I'm like, no, they can't do that. But he was like, yeah, they can do whatever. But in my mouth, that's another form of abuse. I wasn't calling him names, no. But I'll just be fussing about everything that was going on. The cheering this, the cheering that, the cheering that, the cheering that, cheering that. And my mama had to tell me, you need to calm down. Hush your mouth. Stop talking all the time. Be quiet. So that was my way of talking. But then I become humble. I became humble, like my mama said. And listen, don't get it twisted. I've always been a fighter, but my mama told me to calm down. Calm down. Step back. I've always been a fighter. My school records will show you that I was trust and believe. My school records will show that I was a fighter. But then you come into a point where you don't want to do that anymore and you calm down. But then when you calm down and you do that submissive stuff and you bring it down, but then you realize you have someone that's overpowering you, right. and you don't want to. When you try to fight back, because I did try to fight back, and like I said in my broadcast before, I did try to fight back, but it landed me with a bust eardrum when I tried to fight back. Thank God it's healed now. Thank you, Jesus. But when things are too loud in this ear, it pierces. It pierces because it's still tender. It closed, the wound closed. But if things are too loud in his ear, it appears. So I have to take something and put in that ear. But by the grace of God, I'm healed. So this is why I have my platform, because I want to be that voice to let somebody know, here I am, a leader in the community, a leader in the church, a singer, somebody that's well known, that whose face has been on the Word Network, whose face has been on 45, whose face is, was one of the people for Vicky Winans was on her label and everything. It does not matter. It does not matter that I had that platform. Yes, I got beat. Someone beat me. It does not matter. And some people will say, well, wait, just because you may not have that platform like that, I know you getting beat. Doesn't matter. You have to tell somebody. You have to talk about it, that this is where you were. So and I say it again. Thank you, Kenya. Thank you for giving me that push. You all don't know. Kenya gives push. She pushed people. She pushed. She'll say, oh, you need to do this. Oh, you need to do that. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. She may be younger than me, but I have to look like, wait a minute. She's not where she is because she don't know. And sometimes we get to a place where, I'm who I am. Who are you telling me? No. Humble yourself, baby. Oh, that's what I have to do to get there? That's exactly what I did. Let me see. She's telling me something that I want to get to another level. So I have to, be humble enough to listen to what she's sharing. Because listen, she doesn't have to share that with me. She don't have to share that with me. So I tell anybody, I'm saying this on this live tonight. Yes, Kenya C. Willer has helped me get to where I am with my platform, and I thank God for her because she could say, "Oh, I can share this with you, but I'm only share a little bit with you." No, Kenya be in my inbox in a minute. Oh, you need to do this. Oh, try this. Do this here and do that. And I'm like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Doesn't matter that I'm older than her. Doesn't matter than that. No, baby, if you want to see me get to the next level in life, help me. And see, that's another thing. We feel like, okay, we don't want to help somebody. And then when someone shares information with us, it's who you think she is. I've had that so many times where I've tried to share my knowledge with other artists in the music field, and I've shared with them, or I've shared my knowledge as an author with people and other authors, and they take it like, well, I'll do it the way I want to do it. Okay, baby, I'm only trying to share with you that somebody shared with me. I'm trying to help you like somebody helped me. But if I feel that you don't want to take it and you feel like I'm trying to be too much, I'm sorry. Let me step back a little bit because I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm only trying to help you. I'm only trying to help you because why? Somebody had to help me in this industry. Somebody had to help me all the way around. Just Saturday night, something happened and I was like, and I had this look on my face. And my sister Kathy looked at me and she was like, and there's people that's in my circle. They know my looks. When I look a certain way, and they'll do something like, we have signs. So it's not to hurt me, it's to help me. It's to help me.
I think people now, and just to pin that, but just I think people now is they're doing things for. Here it is. This is my opinion, and I'm closed with words with what you're saying because I'm doing a transparency thing next Thursday. So I'm gonna try to keep all this because I have like this platform I'm doing Thursday that may shock the world anyway. So here it is. I think a lot of people don't want to listen because they're going by what happened yesterday. The industry changes every day. I sit on conference calls with artists. I sit on platforms with so many different people that they'll tell you today the song could be 4 minutes and 15 seconds, and then you go sit on the platform with all the radio indicates and they say, okay, well now it's 3:20. So why would I say to you, why would I let you fail and not inbox you and say, hey, listen, they done changed this right here. And
Exactly.
I've had people, and again, I'm trying to just hold this for Thursday. I've had people tell me, oh, I'm good. I don't, this, and that. I'm saying, listen, this is the way it go because I've sat on Zooms, I've sat in conference calls, and they have talked about these people. And then I immediately get off, right? I don't want to say, listen, they discuss you because I don't want to seem that way. I say, listen, you may want to do this, and that. They tell me, oh, I'm good. I'm good. So, what do you say at that point? I'm like, all right, then, push back, King.
Exactly.
Mind your business, King. That's what the Bible say, do. But I'm sitting here saying, like, listen, we done sat with a panel of radio people. You sent this stuff to these people, and they're telling me. Now, I'm going to tell you what happens with that. And we're going to go back to your show. What happens with that is it makes me look bad as an affiliate from South Florida when I sit there and they say, what y'all doing down there in South Florida? What
Right.
y'all because I'm sitting there and it's like, I'm choo, choo, choo. I'm taking all these blows. And they're like, y'all ain't holding no trainings. You ain't talking to these people. And I'm like, and I'm like, they just ain't listening. They're like, well, you need to make them listen. I'm like, oh, no. So that's
Right.
why I try to make sure people, anything that's coming out of South Florida is industry standard. Down to
Right.
your show. When you start to share, I say, so you need to do this, and that.
Mhm.
Regardless of whatever, because I know that you want to absorb. You're a sponge. And you want to know. You like, but what I do next and how I go. If you put it out there and it's not right, I'm going to let you know. I will not
Exactly.
let you elect Minister Elaine Nelson because you let me know that you appreciate me. Hey, look, sis, that's not what we're going to do. This is how you need to do this. This is how you need to do this. And guess what? I start sending all that stuff all over. You start seeing people all over seeing it because I know you appreciate it. Can I get you to the next level? Yes. Because I'm connected. But if you don't want to learn to go to the next level,
Right.
right here, you're going to keep putting out music, keep going in the studio, keep doing what you're doing, keep putting out books, doing it the wrong way, because we don't want to, we want to know more than anyone else.
We don't want to, and see, that's like I said, when you said it to me about you can do this, I'm like, okay, Lord, because like I said, people come to church, they go to church, we go to church, and I'm one. I went to church, and for 3 years, I covered the fact that I was getting beaten. Nobody knew anything. I covered the fact of what was going on. Nobody shared with me the signs you can see that somebody's being abused. Nobody shared with me, okay, this is what you look for. This is a sign. This is what abuse is like. This is what, no one shared that with me. Yes, they shared with me how to call on Jesus. Yes, they shared with me, pay your tithes. But no one shared with me, if a man called you the B, that's not love. That wasn't shared with me.
That's verbal abuse.
It wasn't shared with me, okay, if a man take his fist and punch you in your face, that's not love. You don't have to try to fix him, because what happens is women in abuse, we try to fix the man. We try to fix him. No, baby, you can't fix nothing until you pray and ask God to do it. Not we fixing it ourselves. No, you got to pray and ask God. Either you want to be in that situation and you know he's a good man, like Pastor Vernon Gillum's wife. She knew what she had, so she covered him, and yet still she prayed with him. Listen, I'm not gonna tell you no lie. I'm not gonna tell you no lie. I prayed. I asked God to fix it, to fix him. But I told God, if this is not the one, and I chose this mess myself, get it up out of my way and forgive me for even going this way that you did not ordain. Nobody won't tell you the truth on that.
Wow. And you know what? Let me tell you.
We pick stuff that we want to pick, and God had absolutely nothing to do with it.
Amen. Let me tell you something. And I'm gonna just say this because Shawana's on the feed. Let me tell you, and I'm gonna just share this, that Shawana's on the feed. Looking at her, very beautiful lady. I would never knew that she went through what she went through until I saw her on your show. I didn't know that in the past she went through physical and verbal and mental abuse. Never knew that because of the beauty of her. Yeah. I did not know that. Then on top of that, Sister Kathy just wrote that I was abused in my earlier years, so I know what you're talking about. When I tried to fight back, I ended up with a broken nose, and that was the last straw for me. It took that to get into to leave the abusive relationship. For many years, my stepfather beat me because he was jealous. Listen, I see Sister Kathy all the time. I would not have never known.
See Sister that Kathy,
being the beautiful woman that she is, joking with me on church. I'm telling you, sitting next to her in church, joking with her, knowing until tonight that she been through that, because so many women have walked around with that weight right here, that weight right there, and that weight on them because they're walking around saying, you know what, not only am I being physically abused, I'm being abused mentally. Do you know what it's like to be mentally abused and verbal abuse?
Oh my God. Yes.
Let me tell you something. Do you know that verbal abuse is worse than being hit? Verbal abuse is worse than being hit. A lot of people say that. Listen, I know that you can take a blow and you can that can heal the mind, but when someone talks to you any kind of way out their mouth, that is going to regurgitate in your head. Pastor said something wise. How do you want me to be intimate with you when you don't cuss me out and talk to me, but you want me to perform in the bedroom when you don't talk to me any kind of way?
Like Pastor Vernon Gillum said last night, you want me to have, and see, I said that to somebody before, and I'm glad he said it for him being a man. I'm glad he said it for him being a man, because it echoed what I said to someone else, and they was on the live last night. I say, listen, I say, when you're with a man, and then he calls you all kind of bees, This man tells you, you disgust me. I hate I even married you. You're the ugliest thing I ever been with. Those words hurt because you're looking like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. But then when you get through, you want me. You want to, hold on. Let me wind it back a little bit. When you get through saying those things about me, you go out and be with your mistress.
My God.
I don't know which one because he had 3 of them. But you go and be with them, then you want to come on 2:00 at night when I know you done slept with her, but you done call me out my name. You done slept with her, but you want to have sex with me. No, you're raping me. You raping me. That's what you're doing. You're raping me. So I had to come to a realization that I was raped. People ain't gonna say that. People don't want to say that. They ain't gonna be honest about that. But that's exactly what it is. When you come on and you want to be all over me, you want to kiss me, you want to tell me you sorry, you want to love all of me. No, you raping me. That's what you're doing. Put your nasty penis up. I'm sorry, this is not my show.
This ain't keep it real in the gospel. This is keep it real, honey. You know we keep it real over here. This ain't even this church chit chat. Say what you got to say.
That's exactly what you're doing. You're raping me. And I had to, and what makes it so bad, I walked around in this house one day. I walked around in my house and I'm like, Lord, that's what it was. That's what it was. Because the moment I said no, it's like you take it from me. When you taking it, that's rape. Be honest. And see, people want to know how you can walk around with your head held up high, because I came into a realization of what I went through. I was raped. I was beaten. I was abused. I was lied on. I was cheated. I was called a B. That's what it was. But because I realized that I'm not what you did to me, I'm not what you did to me. I'm better than what you did to me. I'm better than how you treated me. I'm better than how you looked at me. Baby, you can't even get next to me because I know I'm better. Amen. And when you know that you're better than what somebody called you, when you realize that you're better than what somebody thought of you or what somebody said to you or what somebody did to you, baby, you can hold your head up high and put a smile on and strut your stuff. That's the reason I have my broadcast, Life Behind Closed Doors. Yes, there are other women. There are other women like Lady Shawana. There are other women like Lady Shawana. I have a list of them because there was one time I said, if you are an abuser, if you survive domestic violence, raise your hand. And they put their hand inside the comments. Some of them, they can't talk right now. And I respect that because, you know, they're like, they don't want to hurt their children, for their children to realize what they've been through because they're still covering the abuser. I respect that. I get that respect. Good and fine. But baby, let me tell you something. The only way you can really be delivered is when you talk about it, when you expose that demon. It is not the person, it's the demon that they're dealing with. It's not because my abuser, listen, just as nice as he want to be, just as nice as he want to be. That's that silent. You have to tell. That's right, silent abuse. You have to, in order to be delivered, you got to talk about it because what you do, also what you're doing is you're hurting your children by not being honest about it. You're hurting your children by not being honest. I sat my daughter Kia down. Let me tell you what happened. Let me tell you how this all played out. And that's why I have the broadcast, Life Behind Closed Doors. And I say to any woman that really listen, LeVaris Hammond, my hubby. That's my school hubby. That's our inside joke. He's in my book. There's a part in my book where I talked about he went to his job. My abuser went to his job and walked in his office, wanted to meet who he was, because I had nothing high. I hid nothing. Oh, this is my work husband. Him and I used to go to meetings together at the school board. and just sit there and talk about everything and then ask questions. But I told my abuser who he was. My abuser went to that man's job and walked in his office and introduced himself and told him, "Oh, I just wanted to see who my wife was talking to." Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But he did not stop anything. I still was talking to Mr. Amber because why? I knew my relationship with him, that it was nothing else, but we were good friends. We were close friends. Listen, the abusers will go that far as to take you away from everybody that loves you and that knows you. And I said that will never happen again.
My God.
See,
Listen,
Mr. Hammond said, yep, he did.
let me tell you, this is the reason why I wanted to do the platform together, because I wanted to connect both platforms. You know, someone said to me when I did, they said, "But don't she have a show?" I said, "You want to know how she learned about StreamYard?" I said, and when we ended the platform, we had a conversation. I said, "This is how you do it. If you need any help, call me." I'm proud that you learned it on your own, basically. But this is the reason why I wanted to connect it. Here's Kathy. Kathy said, I was in a relationship for 15 years. I was abused for over 10 of those 15 years. I would leave and come back, leave again, hoping that the next time he wouldn't do it again. And he would talk sweet to me to come back. And yes, my sister, I was raped that manner also. When I would say no, he would tear my clothes off and make me do it. All I would do is cry. I felt dirty after that and would go on for years, verbally, mentally, and physically abused. I asked God to remove this from me, torture. Listen, let me tell you something. I tell people this all the time, and I'm gonna say this, and everybody say, "King, you're not churchy." When we were young, we tarried, right? We tarried for us to get rid of things.
Yeah.
So we tarried. We call on the name of Jesus until we say, "Jesus, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus." And then everybody's always say, "Oh, there's stuff coming out your mouth, that purge it out of your system." The only way you're going to get over any of this is if you talk about it.
If
Walk
you
around with it, you talk to
yes,
regurgitate it and
yes,
get it out of the
yes,
system.
yes.
Because if not, you're going to walk around with it, and guess what's going to happen? It's going to be a generational curse, because your daughters are going to see this and think that it's okay that a man is hitting them, because if you didn't hit me, you didn't love me. Now, see me, you hit me, I hit you back. I had guns at 18, so they ain't play with me like that.
I'm glad you said that.
You
I'm
hit
glad.
me, I'll hit you back. But see, that's not everybody. That's not everybody. I've been like you said, my school records follow me, and to this day, if you join me Thursday night, I almost got into an altercation because lady at church, so that's just who I am. And I pray, I sit on my hands now because I ask God. I always say, "Lord, I know you brought me a mighty long way, but there's still a little bit in me that make me quick to do this right here." So what I do is, honestly, I sit on my hands and let people play with me, because that's whether the man, woman, dog, cat, even women that's like that. Deep down in my head somewhere, I could be the man. If you try me, I'm gonna fight you. That's just my mentality. And I always say, "Look, don't talk to me any kind of way, because I may pop off." I said, "I may pop off, so don't do that. That's abuse. Don't do that. Ain't no much love in the world that you're gonna talk to me any kind of way." And that's
Yeah.
just who I am. But sitting here tonight, I'm seeing people that I know personally, that I sit next to in church, I talk to, I laugh to, telling their experiences that they've been in a relationship. Look at Sister Kathy. It wasn't love, it was lust, because she wanted to be with the man. And she always telling her daughter the same thing. Again, I would have never known that Shawana, beautiful. I love her. I always tell her how beautiful she is. She ever experienced that. Knowing you all that time, I would have never known you went through that until you released the book. And I was sitting there, I was like, "You did what? Huh? Huh? Yeah." And that's the thing. We don't know. People are walking around with so many skeletons in
That's
their
right.
closet of
That's
being
right.
abused. And they're still being abused because they don't know the difference.
Listen,
Because they're
listen,
thinking that
listen. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I said it before. I can remember one night, one day, he came in the house and asked me about a conversation that was between my daughter and I, because her and I were going back and forth about something. And I don't know how he heard about it, how whatever. I don't know. He came in the house, and this was a day. I listen, I had my books, my Bible, and everything laid out on the floor. And I was studying because I had to go preach that night. Had to go preach at a youth conference. That man walked in there, and I stood up to greet him. And he sat on the arm of the couch and said, what were you and your daughter fussing about? I said, what are you talking about? What were you all fussing about? You better tell me now. I said, we weren't fussing about anything. Everything okay. He said, you lying to me. Let me tell you something, Kenya. Let me tell you something. That man hit me so hard, knocked me flat on top of my Bible that was on the floor. My face was swollen. And he stood over me and said, lie to me again. And I just laid there. I just stayed there. I laid there. He walked out the door, slammed it, and I heard his car leave. When his car leave, I got up. My face was swollen. Can you imagine going into the bathroom with a swollen face and knowing I have to go preach? I had 2 hours before going to preach at a youth conference. I had to go in the kitchen, get a piece of meat, and put that meat on my face. I had the same piece of meat that I was always getting. I kept it in the side of the door because there was no need of cooking it because I needed it for my face.
My God.
Needed it for my face. And put that on my face, got dressed, went and picked my daughter up, and I went down south and I preached. And listen, I was at my sister in them church when I preached. I didn't tell her anything. I didn't tell anybody nothing. And I made sure I put some good Mac over that face so nobody could see, and still got up and did that usual ritual that we do. Give honor to the Spirit of Christ. I want to give honor to my husband, my teddy bear, my boo. He's my everything. He's my iced tea. He's my sugar in my iced tea. That ritual. And this man done beat me before service. Nobody knew at my church that I was going. Listen, walk in the door, get the mic and do sing. Sing with the choir, sing with the praise and worship team. And sit back down next to him where he done called me everything but a child of God the night before. Or I done had to sleep on the floor up under my bed trying to make sure I could get all of my body up under there because I was tired of listening to him cussing me out before service the next day. But I still ironed his clothes. I still made sure his clothes was laid out and did my wifely duties, cooked his food and did my wifely duties. But nobody in the church knew I was going through that. Because of pride, did not want to tell anybody. So that's why I have my platform, Life Behind Closed Doors, because there are other people that are suffering. And that's what pushed me to write the book, The Hidden Rage, because I'm telling it what happened when why it's the hidden rage, because why? Dated him for 1.5 years and he hid all of that until the ring got on the finger.
Wow.
Then it came out. So listen, Life Behind Closed Doors is a nonprofit organization to where we assist women that have been abused, that are being abused, and we try to assist them with whatever needs. Suffering in silence. Yes, Miss Cynthia Kelly. Yes, suffered in silence. What get on my knees.
Listen, let me just say this. Do you realize, and I'm not, listen, y'all know this is keeping it real in the gospel. Do you know that there are so many preachers and pastors that are basically abusing their wives before church? And like you said, they got that the mat to put it on. And you can tell because, listen, when people do all that to me, see me, I guess you could call me petty. When pastors be up there doing all that, I be looking like, something ain't right. That ritual. But you can't do that in front of me. I can't. You can't do that in front of me because I automatically think that what you said years ago. But you told me that ritual of my sugar to the iced tea and my
right.
Like, what you doing that woman? Like, you hitting her.
Right.
What's going on at the house? Because you listen. Because all you gotta say is thank God for the first lady who's I love her. She definitely. And this is me. Maybe I'm wrong. But the petty side of me, be like, Why you got to do all that? Is that what's really going on? Because again, it's happening in the church. Pastors are going home. They're carrying their burden. They're carrying the burden of the church. They're carrying the burden of everything. And they're coming home and the wife is trying to interject and say, well, honey, I think, and then they haul off the hill because they're trying to tell them. Then most pastors are dealing with demons because there's always a demon sitting on the front row with a short dress. I don't care what church you go to. I don't care who it is. There's always that one demon or two demons on the front row with a short dress that want to become first lady. Let's just keep it real, you know. So it's in the world, but it's in the church too. And I think that a lot of times, if we as women come out and just say, listen, I got some things going on. Maybe they don't want to come onto the platform to talk to you, but just understand this. They can talk behind closed doors. You don't have to come out and talk to her on the platform. You can call her and have a conversation. Listen, I'm going through this. Walk me through it. Tell me how to get through it. You did it. And that way she has these forms of women that are able to help you to either get out or pray him out. I learned that yesterday. You can get out or pray him out. You know what I mean? If you know that that's the man for you and that you got a prayer, you can put oil in his shoe and pray him out of whatever he got going on and crush the demons, do so. But again, the reason why I love her platform and I watch it, even if it's in the replay, I watch it because people have so much courage to come forth and say, hey, it was me. Whoa, it was me. I was abused. I am going through. And again, I just watch in amazement. I watch in amazement, like, wow. You know, I'm shook. Even like last night, I'm just so shook because that young man, he may be older than me, but that young man really blessed me because a lot of men are not going to do that.
A lot of men will not do that. A lot of men, they will not do that. And see, like, you know, I was a great performer. I performed for a marriage. I performed for a marriage, and that's exactly what it was. Like I said, you get through singing, you get through preaching, and you go sit. I would go and sit down next to him, and he'll throw his arms around me and hug me like, and I'm sitting there like, you just cussed me out. But I'm sitting there like a smile. And like I often say, we both sitting there like double mint twins because we dressed alike, same colors, and but you just cussed me out. And I know you, when you leave church this afternoon, you're gonna go and find one of your women to be with them.
And they come home and cuss you out. They come home and cuss you out.
Right. Like one young lady, she say, one pastor, the young lady, I would say that, but the pastor, he was like, I need to ask you a question. I see your husband in the bank with a pregnant lady holding her hand. I said, oh yeah, that's his baby. He was like, oh, you know? Yeah, I know. And then another young lady, she was like, I see your husband on the maternity ward holding. I said, oh, the girl that had the baby. Oh, okay. Because I knew. She was like, you just, I said, yeah, I know. But see, I knew time was, but see, when you pray and you ask God to give you the strength to go through it, and when you as a woman know that you was a good woman to this man, baby, you can walk with your head held high. Hallelujah. I walk with my head held high because I know I was a good woman. Amen. I know I was good. And like I tell people, the only time I really wanted to retaliate, and I had to think about what my pastor said, that message my pastor preached, remember your character, as when I went to go back to my house, operative word, my house, to pick up some more of my things when I left. And his woman, one of them that just had the baby, her car was backed up in my parking spot in my house in the yard with the gate closed and the lock. And she was walking in the house, my house, with her baby. I went to the trunk of my car and got my jackhammer. Everybody was gonna have a headache.
I got a headache for you just telling me. I instantly got a headache just there. I don't even have no water. See, and that's what I'm talking about. The whole, y'all have been this platform would have been here, because I would have, you would have had to, you would have had to literally, I would have been at Broward County. I, Lord, I thank you for delivering King, because there's no way in the blue hell, excuse me, that y'all would have backed into my house and the other
Yeah.
woman is there. Everybody would have had to get it. Everybody would have had to get
And
it. So there's no way I would
people
have
out
did
the
that.
window at me. Both of them people out the window at me. I'm like, y'all might as well come on out the door. But then, like I said, my pastor message, remember your character. And then I turned around and saw my baby boy was in the car with me. Because I had done went blank. I went blank. I went blank. I went blank. And I went to the trunk, got my jackhammer, and everybody was gonna have a headache. Everybody was gonna have a headache.
Listen, I think everybody on the line got a headache. I think everybody on the line
Yes.
got a headache with it. Look,
Yes.
Miss Harris said I got a headache. Because that's a bold move. Because
He moved that woman in my house with his baby, and she was walking in the door with the baby and everything. So I texted him and told her. I texted him. I say, ask her, how does it feel sleeping on top of me? On my side of the bed. How does it feel? And I said, tell her she will never have a good night of sleep. She'll never walk around in my house like she think, because my spirit's still left. And I'm going to sell it up under y'all anyway. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Yes.
I think that I think everybody still got a headache. Girl, you ain't gonna tell me that now. Oh, geez.
Yes.
Yes,
Ma'am.
I'm sorry. It would have just been electrical failure going on at the house. And I've been out there. Well, oh girl, they would have gave me the academy, the Grammy, the everything out there. Say, oh my God, my house, my husband. I don't know. Girl, everybody would have had to go. Everybody. Oh Lord, girl, I commend you.
Listen, honey, listen. She called my phone and told me she gonna get my check for her baby. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Girl, you're good.
But let me tell you how good God is. One of those, somebody say migraine.
Everybody got all the women on the
one of those young ladies, she called me a year ago, upper part of last year. And she was like, I need your help on how to leave. I need your help on how to get out. I gotta leave. I gotta leave. She said, I'm tired of the abuse. She said, I'm tired of him beating on me. I've done everything I could. And I said, okay, let me help you. And I help her get out.
So you're not watching Tyler Perry put a little dust in her.
I helped her get out. And
you're a godly woman. Because I would say poison them daily. Poison them daily.
She was one of the ones that was messing with him while he was married to me.
Girl, listen. I've been like putting a little bit of antifreeze in the tea every day and drink that baby. See me? That's why I tell people, everybody's cut from a different cloth, and I respect everybody. But I'm like, and it today. Now, probably back when I was younger, I probably could have handled it and would have been submissive. But today, there's no way possible with me going to the shooting range like I do that. You're going to hit me. We're going to lay in the same bed. You're going to roll up and kiss me in my forehead and say, I did this because I love you. I'm going to say, you know what? I'm going to take the seats out the back of that bed and we're going out to the Everglades. And I shouldn't be saying that. Listen, scratch that. I'm at the edit. I'm just joking. I ain't going to do that. Because I don't want my husband to come up missing. They say I did it. I wouldn't do that. First Lady Kelly, I ain't like that. I'm going to pray for him. He ain't going to do it because he know I ain't there. But First Lady Kelly, because that's my First Lady Kelly, Cynthia Kelly. I'm only joking. I do jokes. But listen, all honesty, I need you guys, everybody on the live, everybody on the replay, look, share this. I want everybody to do me a favor, because if anybody know about Facebook algorithm, if you have so many views, after so many views, they don't allow it to be on the view. But this is one. That's when you say when you can help your enemy. Exactly. You're good and saved. But I want you guys to understand that if you have a problem with anything as far as domestic violence, because again, I don't want you to think because someone's not hitting you they're talking to you any kind of way, there's mentally anything that's going to disturb your peace in a marriage or a relationship, listen, y'all contact Lady Elaine because let me tell you, I have watched her for years. And again, Life Behind Closed Doors, domestic violence awareness. Um, she always has different things. She has her YouTube. I need everybody on this call tonight, everybody on here to go to her YouTube page, to follow her YouTube, follow her on Facebook, follow the Hidden Range, Life Behind Closed Doors. I need you to go to the website, www.ladyelaine.com. I need you to support this movement. It's a nonprofit organization, and she uses the funds to help people. So, and again, she has sponsorships. She's nonprofit. I'm for profit. She's nonprofit. So when you pay for sponsorship, it goes that if you need to help someone get a hotel, or if you need to help women get out of the situation. So listen, if you are under the sound of my voice, I need you guys to help her. Tune in. What days are your show is on Wednesday, right?
On Wednesday. This Wednesday I'm taking a break, but we're starting back on the 5th of May, and we already have solidified our guests for that night. And anyone that has been that has dealt with abuse and you want to be a guest on the show, hit me up, inbox me, and hey, we'll connect. We will connect.
Listen, I need you guys again. I need everybody to share this. Like, listen, understand this, and I'm gonna give y'all a quick tip. So Facebook has this thing on the algorithm that if you're just hitting like, they're thinking that it's just something that you're doing. That's why when you hit the like button, it gives you options. Hit the heart, and share it because that way it tricks the algorithm and this broadcast go further. I've never asked, if anyone ever seen my lives, I've never asked for anyone to share. I've never told you guys about liking it, any of that. But tonight, because we want people to understand that if you need help, it's here. Now, y'all know I like to joke around. I like to play. I'm petty, all that. But tonight, I'm soliciting that you help Lady Elaine. Also, she has a book, The Hidden Range. I was trying to find the picture, but I couldn't find it fast enough. So that you guys purchase the book. It's on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
So go to Amazon and go to Lady Elaine. Purchase her book, guys. Everybody that's on tonight, go and buy the book. I feel like this, that if once a week we sow into a business, and I always tell people this, if you sow into a business once a week, you can help everybody grow. If you got 10 people that's sowing into another business once a week, guess what? That business will grow. It'll always flourish. They'll always have customers. I try to go somewhere and buy something from somebody once a week. Even if I don't need it, I buy stuff I ain't even picked up before. It's so much stuff I got out there somewhere, and the people don't call me, and I don't call them. But I want to sow into that business because I'm a CEO myself. So buy the book, follow the page. She won't be on next week, but the next week, the 5th, I need everybody to be on. Tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell somebody who you think being abused. Because you know the signs a little bit if they're being abused. If they flinch when if they flinch a little bit, you know there's something going on. So I need everybody. How much is the book? $19.99?
$20.
$20. The book is $20 on Amazon. So if y'all have Amazon Prime, just jump over there, buy the book, support her, because guess what happened? When you sow it to somebody, we're not looking for it to come back. Let me tell you, over the last couple of weeks, I've been sowing and sowing and sowing and sowing, right, for years. And I basically, the other day, I was like, you know what? I'm constantly helping people, and I'm putting myself into a hole. And within let me see, 5 days of that, God blessed me with everything that I've been sitting in this room with. And one church gave it to me. So you really can't, you can never put anything on anything. So guys, I need you to share this. I need you to do me a favor to share this live, share the live. If you're on YouTube, share the live. If you're on Twitter, share the live. Periscope, share the live. Twitch, I need you guys to share the live because I broadcast on eight platforms. So share the live so that you guys can just support her. So that's my plea tonight. She put the information for the Hidden Rage book in. I would just go buy the book again and give it away. I have the book. I'm gonna go buy it again. Y'all know I normally give them to my mama because I'm not a reader. I just basically go and then I let her read it to me. I don't have attention deficit to sit and read, but I read the good stuff. I'm like, ooh, this is what happened. So I always pull the nuggets out so that I can make sure I know what's going on. So y'all stop by. Listen, I need her to tell me next week that she sold out of books, and I want to say it tripled. So before I let you go, is there anything that you want to say to the good people on my platform?
I want to say thank you all for engaging with me on tonight. I really appreciate you all because without you, we can't do this, and it has been a wonderful, wonderful time to just converse with you all on tonight. And thank you, thank you, thank you for being an awesome audience.
Yes, and listen, y'all just don't know, but she also have while y'all over there go to iTunes and buy a bunch of that music that she got. Cause I listen when the rubber hit the road, that's my jam right there. When the rubber meets, and listen, y'all do. I need you just to go and check her out. Cause when I tell you this lady right here is a beast, and her sisters, my God, today. Listen, whenever she's singing, and I know that before I really got in contact with, she probably said, "Is this girl stopping me?" Because everywhere she was and she posted she was going to be, I was just that fan of hers. I was a fan. I was like, "Oh my God, I love her. I love her solid music." I always talked about her every platform that I sat on, every platform, wherever they flew me at. And she didn't know that I was in the industry like that. But I was like, until one day she said, "Oh, I didn't know you was in the industry." Yes. So again, you guys follow her. She's a preacher. She's a teacher. She's an author. She's an artist, and she's now a talk show host. So y'all go out and support her and all of her endeavors. She's more than a triple threat. She all that. And I just want to send a shout out to everybody that joined in tonight. And I'm gonna bid her farewell because listen, we'll talk all night. So I'm gonna bid her farewell. And you have a great evening. And thank you so much. Whenever you want to come back, you know the door is always open.
Okay.
All right, good night. So listen, I just want to thank everybody for joining in. Y'all just don't know. I am truly a fan of Elaine Nelson. I listen, I'm gonna share some of her videos. They all in my phone. I will not clear them out of my phone. And every time I go to clear, I'm like, man, I can't delete this one because that's when they did this song and they did this song. So I just want to say, guys, I need you guys to go over to Amazon and buy the Hidden Rage. Support the platform of Elaine D. Nelson, Minister Elaine D. Nelson, artist, again, everything. Y'all go over there and support her. Go over there and support her. Her. Her right there. And let me tell you something. That's a diva right there. I ain't never seen her dressed down. Sus come through. When I tell you she come through the room, she made it. Remember that song back in the day, the men all pause when I come in the room? When she come in the room, they be like, because sis come through. So when I tell you that she is a diva, she is the diva. So we want to support her in all her endeavors. And listen, guys, and I just want to say this. You guys, please join me on next Thursday for my transparency. I'm going to tell y'all some stories. So for everybody who, matter of fact, I'm going to do another live. I'm going to just come back right after this. So listen, I need you guys to go over to support Life Behind Hidden Doors, domestic violence awareness. I need you guys to jump on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. to her platform to support her. I need you guys to know when you go in, just like it, share it, support her. I do. I love it. I gotta go, guys. I'll be right back though. I'll holler at you later.